Welcome, everyone. It seems like we were just here a few weeks ago, so I guess that's called deja vu again. And I think it's important that we're consistent in how we hire coaches. And so you may hear some of the same things that we talked about when we hired Kermit Davis just a few weeks ago. You know, we sought out, and Coach Yo is a proven winner. She is a recruiting machine. She develops players. These interpersonal relationships that she will develop with our team is a must in college athletics today. She cares about academics, she's disciplined, she has passion, she has integrity, and above all, she's a leader. The other thing that was important, and we've talked about this, as far as expectations for our basketball program, we also wanted a leader who has vision like we do, and really someone who would really grasp and have an energetic vision around our program, and someone that saw the potential, just like on the men's side. The other thing about it is we have resources in place, and someone who could come in and capitalize on those resources was very important. This is the fun part. So over the last couple of weeks, people kept saying, "Have you heard about Coach Yo? Have you spoke to Coach Yo? Yo, have you met with Coach Yo?" And, you know, some of those answers were not yet, not quite. Yes, we have heard about her. And the comeback was, when you do, you will be blown away. And that's exactly what happened in our process. So I think it's her calling. You know, she was born to lead and to teach and to coach. She's the daughter of educators. So thank you all for being here today. And as our process unfolded, it became clear that we better grab her leadership before someone else does. But beyond all of this, I think Coach Yo, as a mother, as a wife, as a leader, as a mentor, I think she can also be a trailblazer for young women who have a vision. Young women that see a dream and then make it become reality. And so in my mind, we're not hiring a basketball coach. This is a transformational leader who was born to do this, and someone who will take our program to the next level. So we have potential, we have history, we have to rejuvenate and reestablish Ole Miss women's basketball, and Coach Yo is the right person to do that. So please welcome Coach Yolett.
Hotty toddy. Yeah, I just wanted to make a couple points before, I opened it up and for some Q&A that is just extremely important for me to make clear. The number one goal for the program will be to be better every day and be better tomorrow than we were the day before. And so that is the focus, and you will hear that a lot. That will be the staple to get better. And the people that I'm gonna bring in here, and the support that we have is gonna put us in a situation where you will be able to witness the process of growth. And anytime that you come on and you're building a program, by the way, it's prime real estate here at Ole Miss, you need to be focused on bringing people that understand to embrace the process of growth. And I just couldn't start without saying that. I just have a couple notes I want to touch on. People matter. The people matter. The people that helped me get here, people that played for me, the people that cleaned up the offices, the people in the community that have supported me, mentored me, and helped me grow to be in this position that I am today. People make the place. It enhances the journey. People enhance the journey, the movement. And so the people that we bring in here at Ole Miss with the women's and affiliate them with the women's basketball program will be champions. Champions on how they act, champions on how they perform, champions on how they just live their life. And that's from staff to support coaches to support staff to the young ladies that we recruit here at Ole Miss. My second point is greatness is hard. every day, every moment, every rep, unseen and unseen, to be great at anything, it's going to take work. It's going to take unbelievable commitment. My story is just one of consistently outworking my opponent and consistently trying to outdo myself. And so I think that's what makes me special here. I'm going to give you everything that I have. There's no coach in the country that is going to outwork me. I truly believe that there is opportunity here to be successful, but it takes work. And hopefully you can just join us for the ride. And my third and final point is to build anything worth admiring, you need time, you need talent, and you need treasure. And so we will begin this journey immediately by the type of coaches I bring in, the conversations I'm currently having with the players, the people that I try to touch immediately, and the relationships that I will be able to build in the future as time goes on. I look forward to just being a part. I look forward to my family moving here officially. I'm excited that they won't be moving right away because I'm getting to work. I almost came in here with my hard hat on. And so I'm blessed. I'm competitive. If you come to the games, you're going to enjoy watching the product that we put on the floor.
All right, we'll open up for questions. Please give your name and affiliation prior to asking.
Chuck Ronzaville, Ole Miss Spirit. Coach O, what's been your reception from the current players that you've spoken to, and what style are we going to be seeing you coach out here?
The reception has been incredible. I thought it was staged. I walked in to meet with the team, and they all burst out in cheer, and I was so excited. But I asked Ross. He said he had nothing to do with it. So, but they were pumped. Everyone's excited about. They do their research. Social media is out there. Players talk. And so I left a good group of young women that are advocates for me. And so it felt like they already knew me when I walked in. As far as the style of play, it's going to be a fun style. People want to have fun. So when you see us on the floor, although it'll be hard work and it'll be gritty and blue-collar-like, we're going to have a lot of fun on the floor.
Antonio Morales from the Clarion Ledger. Coach, when you see this program, what's your top priority or your first priority?
Yeah. Well, my top priority is to assess the roster and figure out, what I'm working with as far as depth is concerned, and then bringing in the staff, not only coaches but support staff that understand my vision, that are going to work tirelessly to see it come through.
You have a right-hand person that you're going to bring in that's been with you for a while?
Yeah, and maybe not in a coaching position, but in a support staff position, absolutely.
Coach Jonathan Flippo with WCBI Sports in Columbus, Mississippi. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
What made this position for you? I mean, what stood out here about Ole Miss making you want to come here?
When Ole Miss opened up, I was just blown away. I'm unfamiliar with the SEC as far as coaching in it, but I've been in the ACC, the Big East, overseas, internationally. So I'm not, unfamiliar to talent and that kind of stuff. But when Ole Miss opened up, I was excited because it is the SEC. It's the best conference in the country. I do my research too. This guy is a phenomenal leader. His vision is infectious. It's prime real estate. This is a place where, we can do the unthinkable and the unimaginable. One of my good friends, Dabo Sweeney, always says everything's impossible until you make it happen. And so I'm excited about the challenge. When I took over Jacksonville, we didn't have much. And I'm proud to say I'm leaving it way better than I found it.
Parrish Hall for Daily Journal in Tupelo. Coach Yo, Coach Smesco
Yeah.
at Florida Gulf Coast says your teams are very physical. Could you talk about that a little bit? You alluded to style of play, but
Yeah.
what's your philosophy as far as rebounding and just mixing it up like that?
Well, I just think your style of play is a reflection of your coach, and if you spend some time with me, you're gonna realize that I don't have a problem rolling up my sleeves. There's no job that's too big or too small. I'm a fierce competitor. Sometimes it's good that I am unfamiliar as far as coaching in the SEC because nothing seems to faze me as far as the competitive level. We're going to defend at a high level. Every team that I've been a part of, and even my team that I've led, both teams internationally and domestically, we've been top defensive. So we're going to play defense. We're going to get out and run. This is the new generation. Players want to play an exciting style of play. The reason why I'm not sitting here and specifying that style is because I need to assess what we have. But as I build, and my staff and we build, you'll be able to see a style that is a mixture of all of my experiences. So in the SEC, the athleticism, the fast play, the defense. But I've also been exposed in the original Big East in the ACC with high-level scoring. And so there's just a pro-style offense allowing people to play within their strengths.
Coach, how do you go about competing and building a brand in this state when there's an elite program some 90 minutes away?
Well, the ultimate goal is to make sure that we are known as one of the elite programs in the state. And so, how are we going to do that? By being better every day. Just focusing on our process, our journey, what that looks like for us. And so that ultimately the goal is not to compete in the state, but just nationally.
Ross, along those lines, did Mississippi State's success affect how this program was viewed in your search?
I don't believe so. I think if you look at the history and you see the banners that hang in our building and our Toohey Center, I think people realize that Ole Miss has tremendous basketball history. And at one point in time, we dominated that series. And so their recent success, they've done a tremendous job. And so our goal here was to find someone who was going to work hard and have a great attitude and really capitalize on what's here, and really kind of change the culture around high-level basketball for our women's team and embrace, the challenge. So it was not a daunting task because we found somebody who believes in all of that and who will embrace that.